Hello and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Marin and here you will find a little beauty, a little books, and a little teaching content. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and join me in my little corner of YouTube. Today's video is going to be my 2022 Project Pan finale. So let's go ahead and get into the video. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by linking my third quarter Project Pan update up in the cards and in the description box. I will actually link all of my previous Project Pan updates in the description box. I did quarterly updates, so this is the fourth and final one for 2022. My goal was to have a rolling 10 pan Project Pan this year, and I feel like I did a pretty good job. I finished a good number of items. I decluttered a few, and then I have a few that I didn't finish, but I'm gonna roll over into 2023. So I will have another video talking about my 2023 Project Pan coming up after this one, but that's kind of where I am with my thought process. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with some stats. So for my 2022 Project Pan, I finished a total of 9 items. I reached my goal on 1 item. That was the only one that I'd set a usage goal on rather than an actual like finish goal. And I decluttered 2 items. So that's kind of where we stand. So now I'm going to go ahead and just take you through the items that were on my fourth quarter Project Pan list, let you know how many times I used them, what they're looking like, and what I'm planning to do with them in the new year. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the items that I actually finished in the fourth quarter and take you through those first, and then we will kind of move into the ones that I didn't finish, but I feel like I made some good progress on. The first item that I finished is from my Benefit Blush Bar palette. I was working on the shade Dandelion, and it is right here. So as you can see, it is empty. I finished this back on November 7th, and it took a total of 38 uses to finish off that blush. I'm gonna go ahead and put some progress pictures here so you can kind of see how I was doing, but that one is gone. Also, this is not a Project Pan one, but y'all, I've also got pan on this blush right here. So I feel pretty accomplished with this blush bar palette. I got a lot of use out of this year. I really enjoyed using it. I'm going to continue using it in 2023, maybe see if I can't finish off those 2 blushes in the middle. I am not the biggest fan of this blush right here, which is California, so I probably will not work on that one necessarily, and the Hoola bronzer is too dark for me, but I do want to go ahead and finish off those last 2 blushes, which are Gold Rush and Rockateur. So you will see this again in 2023, where I will be working on those other 2 blushes, but I did reach my goal for Dandelion. It is done. The next item that I finished was actually on November 8th, and it is the Benefit Highbrow Highlighting Pencil. So I got this down to the point where I am just unable to sharpen it anymore. It just kept breaking off in the sharpener, and I was having a difficult time twisting it. So although there is some product still left right here, I can't sharpen it anymore, so I called that done. This took a total of 46 uses to get it to this point, and it is another item out of my collection. I do really like this, but I think I'm gonna go the Pixie route. Pixie has like that highlighting pencil that's kind of that peachy color as well, which I think I will use for like inner corner, that kind of thing, which is how I used this one. But I did enjoy this. Glad it's gone, because that means I got a lot of use out of it. The next item that I finished was actually an item that was only in my fourth quarter Project Pan, and it was this Revolution Pro Hydra Matte Fixing Spray, which is a setting spray. I finished this back on December 12th, and it took a total of 28 uses to finish this off. So, pretty good. I mean, I blew through it pretty quickly, so I don't know, it's not very expensive, so I feel like it's an okay amount, but I was surprised that I didn't get more use out of this. I did use it a handful of times before I started counting it in my Project Pan, but still 28 uses seems low for a bottle of this size. So I'm not sure that I would necessarily repurchase this one, although I did enjoy using it. And the last item that I finished completely is this NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This was in the shade Madeline, which is not my preferred shade. My preferred shade is Vanilla, but I made it work. I did finish it up. As you can see, there is no product left anywhere in there. Now this took a bit. This took a total of 96 uses to finish all the way up, and I completed it on December 24th. But it's gone. So I will be repurchasing this in my preferred shade, which again is Vanilla, once it restocks, because it is sold out absolutely everywhere. I'm hoping that that doesn't mean they've discontinued it, because I love this as a spot concealer. But I enjoyed using this. I think it blends into the skin really nice. It looks really natural. You can kind of just dab this on like spots to conceal, throw a little bit of powder over it, and you're good to go. It looks pretty natural. So I'm hoping that I can repurchase this in Vanilla, but I did use this up. This is a big accomplishment because this was almost all the way full at the start of the year. So I feel like I did a pretty good job. I did add this in April, so I didn't start with it in January, but 96 uses from April until December. That's quite a lot of product. I got some good use out of it. The next item I'm going to talk about is the perfume that I was working on this year. This is the Fresh Sugar Eau de Parfum. I used this a total of 101 times in 2022. I was tracking my progress, as you can see right here, and I feel like I got a good amount of use out of it. I would say I got like half of it gone in the year, so that is pretty darn good. I tried to remember to use this as often as I could. Sometimes I just would forget. Sometimes I didn't feel like putting it on. This is a nice fresh scent, but I will not be rolling this over into 2023 because I want to get through some other perfumes. This kind of showed me exactly how long it takes to get through a perfume though, so that was good knowledge to have because I have a lot of perfumes in my collection, but it's time to give some other ones some love in 2023. Not to say I will not continue to use this every once in a while, but this will not be my sole focus. Now I'm going to move on to two items that I am going to declutter at the end of 2022, which is actually like today. I'm filming this on the 31st. So the first one was this IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer. It came in this little tube like this, which I decanted into this container right here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and flash some progress pictures because I did get a pretty good amount of use out of this. I used it 26 times. This is very thick, and I don't love how it looks on my skin. So I had to be very strategic with the way I was using this. When I ran out of the NARS, I was using this as a spot concealer. It worked okay for that, but I don't really like the texture. So here is where we are at the end of the year. As you can see, I cleared out all of that in the middle right there. So I just feel like that's some really good usage. This is going to officially be decluttered out of my collection because I do not want to carry that over into 2023. At least I got some use out of it and I can feel a little bit better about it. This was a little free sample, so I didn't spend any money on it, but it's nice to know that I actually used most of this up. And the next one that I'm going to declutter is this little blister pack of the NARS Orgasm Lip Balm. Here are some progress pictures, and here is where we are at the end of 2022. There's just the slightest little bit left, but it's getting kind of gross and goopy and sticky, so we're just gonna throw it away, call it done. I did use this a total of 22 times, so not too bad, and I have had a full size of this before. It's fine. I don't think this is anything special. It wears off your lips really fast. I don't feel like calling it a balm is necessarily correct. It's a pretty pink color, but it's not something that I would ever see myself repurchasing. Now we are down to my final three products, and the first one is this Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer from ColourPop. So here is where we were. This was October, November, December. I did not mark it again at the end of the year because I cannot really tell where it is. You can see there's like a nice space in the middle, but there's still a lot of product on the side, and no matter how I try to squeeze this down, that never disappears. So I'm leaving it at that blue line, even though you can see it's down a little bit lower than that, but it's a decent place. I'm not going to mark it any further. My goal is to finish this in the first quarter of 2023, however, so I will be rolling this into my 2023 project pan. So you will see it again because I would really like to finish this all the way up. I did use this a total of 20 times in the last quarter of the year. I had to wait for the weather to kind of cool off because this does not wear super well on my skin when it is hot and I am sweaty. So I had to kind of hold off. It stayed warm here for a pretty long time. So I really only got most of my usage in November and December. So that's where we are, but you will see this again in 2023 and hopefully I can finish it off. Next up, I have the Glossier Cloud Paint in the color Puff. So I will show you where we are. The blue line was at the beginning of December. I feel like that's pretty accurate to where this product is, and I feel pretty good about that usage. You can see I was pretty steady with my usage in October, November, and December. So yeah, I did use this a total of 14 times. I'm wearing it today for one last hurrah, but I will not be decluttering this. I really do enjoy this, and I'm thinking I can go ahead and roll this back in when it gets to be springtime. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a break because I've been using it pretty religiously. But yeah, I'm very happy with getting some use out of this. This has been in my collection for a couple of years and I just want to get it used up before it goes bad. So there is that one. And the last one is another product that I was using as a blush, and this is the Tarte lipstick in the shade Salt Life. I used this a total of 56 times in 2022, so not as good as I probably could have done, but I was working with some other blushes. So here rather is the progress picture, and then here's what it looks like in real life, if you will. So I do feel like I can get this done in the beginning of 2023. So this is another one that I am going to roll into my project for 2023 and hope that I can get this last little bit used up. I really do like the way this looks on my cheeks. It's very pretty. It's like a nice rosy color and I've been enjoying it, and I would really love to be able to just finish this off. So this one you will be seeing again. And that is it. That brings my 2022 project pan to an official close. I hope you enjoyed following my progress this year as I worked through some of these extra items in my collection. Hopefully you will continue to follow along in 2023. But if you enjoyed this video in particular, please do leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.